sneaking out, getting into childish things. He wasn't used to the discipline and the control. He reverted back to maybe his environment, where he came from.
I just never been around a lot of white people, and it was different because at a black school, you know, I could associate with the people that was, you know, they talk the way I talk. It's a little hard, but I can adjust to it.
You can see there was talent there. He kept saying up in the stands, get the ball to Arthur because he's going to do it for you. And sure enough, they gave him the ball with seconds on the clock.
I noticed a change immediately after he started going out there. To see your child mature, you say, well, maybe this is good for him.
William begins his freshman season on St. Joe's varsity, the top-ranked squad in the state.
He's already received several letters from Division I schools, Marquette and Rice and Creighton, Illinois State, to name a few.
He asked me, do I want to be a great player? And I keep saying, yeah. He said, for 4 years, I'm going to be on you every day. So he said, you might as well get used to it now.
Hard left. No. Go hard left. Right, I know you can do it. Left, you can. All right, go hard. Not bad. Do it again. Come on.
If you look at Matthew, and again he's saying, at the time the kingdom of heaven will be like this. This is how Matthew is going to use Jesus. This is how he's going to start it out. So what this is saying is you have to take the faith.
When I first came out of here, I was like, well, I want to go home. Is this really the right school for me? Whatever the things you do doesn't have to go against their rule, you have detention. And they'll suspend you quick at the school, too. They'll suspend you quick.
The kids that are willing to do it are going to take something away that will help them for the rest of their life. The kids that are not willing to do it, for whatever reason, are not going to be very successful as far as here.
The civil rights movement started up in the 50s.
When William first entered St. Joe's, tests revealed he was working on a 4th or 5th grade level.
I could see that he had the potential, but because he was shy, it seemed as though no one was trying to reach him.
U and the S.
Sister Marilyn told me, you have to be one good ball player to get in the school with these grades.
What war beginning in the 60s?
Vietnam.
At the end of the year, he had gone 4 grades above, just in the way he listened and learned.
Back in grammar school, academics really didn't matter too much to me at all. We was playing ball for the team, you know, really was like the standouts in the school. If you showed up in class, that was good enough for them. I was just going to school for the girls, trip out with your friends, get out, go play some more basketball. That was basically it.
Arthur also entered St. Joe's on a 4th or 5th grade level.
I don't think nobody in their right mind is crazy about school. If the president brought up a thing right now to say, close all schools, do you think any kids would be trying to go out there, stand on the picket line and wave and get billboards saying reopen schools?
Nice to go, guys. Now, don't look at the flash.
Arthur was in the lower group of the general program.
Okay, fellas, good.
At the end of the year, he was still in the lower group.
2, 3.
For Arthur, the season is over. His freshman team finished second in the conference.
Williams varsity is rolling through the grounds.
Against Proviso East, William plays his best game yet. And the Chargers move a step closer to going downstate to compete for the title. St. Joe's made it downstate 5 of the last 6 years.
The one thing we haven't done is win a state tournament.
Man, it'd be a big thing if I could go downstate as a freshman.
Isaiah was good enough to start on the varsity as a freshman. I didn't do it because I was worried about bringing him along too rapidly. I think by not doing it, it cost us a state championship.
In the sectional finals, Fenwick challenges St. Joe's title hopes. But in the second quarter, William steps up. With his brother Curtis looking on, Williams scores 16 points to lead the Chargers to the sectional title.
From Chicago, it's the Sports Writers on TV.
I think I may have seen the next Isaiah Thomas. St. Joe of Westchester has a kid named William Γκέιτς who is starting as a freshman.
Remember, you heard it first from Bill Gleason.
Put it in your memory bank,
Put it in your memory bank.
William Γκέιτς.
In the super sectionals, St. Joe's meets DeSales to decide who will go downstate. William plays more like an intimidated freshman than a freshman sensation. 6'9" senior All-American Eric Anderson dominates St. Joe's. But in the third quarter, William takes over again. He fires over Anderson and is fouled. Williams' 13 points in the second half pulled the Chargers to within 4. With less than 2 minutes to play, it's a must score. St. Joe's jump shot falls short. Despite the loss, Williams' gutty performance bodes well for next year.
There will be an announcement on ticket sales immediately following the meeting.
Rewriting 7,300 times 10 to the negative fifth in scientific notation. Who wants that problem? Go ahead, William.
7.3
7.3
times 10 to the third.
times 10 to the third times
10 to the negative second.
Is that good? Very good.
When I went out there, I was very intimidated because I just knew that everybody out there was just smarter than me. As the year went on, I was making an A and B on the road. I just felt like, hey, I was just good as them.
Now what you have to identify are the
Both William and Arthur have partial scholarships from St. Joe's. The rest of Williams' tuition is paid for by Cycle, a Cabrini Green organization. But Cycle can't cover this year's tuition increase.
I was called on by Brother Edwin Dupre. He was trying to raise money to help kids that couldn't otherwise go to those kind of schools. It really touched a soft spot in my heart, and so I decided that my husband and I would participate on a personal basis. William was selected as the kid that was able to go to school based on our contribution.
Nice to see you. Yeah, you played a great game. Why don't you meet our friends Liz Duncan and Tom Paris?
Nice game.
William Γκέιτς? Yeah.
With continuing support from Patricia Weir, William is assured that his entire education at St. Joe's will be free.
Bingo?
Arthur's family is paying for half of his tuition, and the increase comes at an especially bad time.
worked for Sara Lee, got laid off. Worked for Scholars Meat Packing, got laid off there. You know, you look around your house, you see your food getting low. Okay, and you know you got your bills due here, your bills due there.
I had got called down to the office. Brother Leo wanted to talk to me, and he was telling me about how much certain money my mama had to pay for me to stay in school, and they said if she don't have it by this time, you gotta stay out till she pay it. And I was staying out like 2 and 3 weeks and stuff.
By the end of the freshman year, whatever balance there was for tuition was never taken care of. Consequently, going into the sophomore year, we had the balance plus the new tuition, so that it was going to continue to become a problem.
Whatever scout that they have come out to these different neighborhoods and scout out these little basketball players and get them to come to their school and offer them these scholarship. Then once they get out there, the story is totally different. I was under the impression that Arthur would have help as far as getting to school. Arthur would have help in getting his books. Arthur would have help. But see, none of that occurred.
Finally, with the Agees owing $1,500 in back payments, St. Joseph's forced Arthur to leave the school.
I thought Pinkerton and them would help me out, but
you have to draw the line because, as I said, tuition is something that as a school we depend on for 90% of our revenue.
I guess he thought I wasn't going to be that big of a ball player, so why would he just waste some money on me staying there? Or, he thought I wasn't going to grow. He kept on saying, like, when are you going to grow or something like that? I don't know.
If I had known all of this was going to lead to this, Arthur would have never went to St. Joseph. I mean, if I had known that he was going to have to go through this type of pain and myself, the anguish of it, and then to put him out in the middle of a school year.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Mr. Wade, I need to see you at the front door.
Where you finna go? You finna go to jail now. No people in there. Don't make no thing.
Arthur is accepted at the public high school near his home. He's been out of school for 2 months and lost a whole semester's credit.
Here you have a youngster caught in the middle of 2 separate school systems. Had he stayed at St. Joseph's, he would have been able to receive credit for that first semester. Doesn't seem fair, but then that's the system.
If he was going out there and he was playing like they had predicted him to play, he wouldn't be at Marshall. Economics wouldn't have had anything to do with him not being at St. Joe's. Somebody would have made some kind of arrangement and the kid would have still been there. He's not making it like they thought he was going to make it on the basketball court, so he's not there. It's simple as that. And it doesn't take no brilliant person to figure that out.
It's mid-season when Arthur joins the sophomore team.
He was so depressed and devastated, he just closed himself off in the room. And I would go in there and I would tell him every day, hey, things will look up.
Coming off the bench, Arthur wears number 11, Isaiah Thomas's number.
What kind of techniques were being used to take away the freedoms that had been earned? Janetta? Poll tax. Poll tax. Okay. Arthur, what other techniques were used to keep black Americans from voting?
You could almost forget about his being there. That's how quiet he really was. And I think the transition had something to do with it.
And comparing Marshall High School to St. Joseph, I don't think that there is any comparison. People can afford to send their children there. They can afford to put money into the school.